Introduction: The challenge of building the future. In the opening chapters of 0 to 1, Peter Thiel lays the foundation for his philosophy on innovation and entrepreneurship. He contrasts two forms of progress: horizontal progress, 1 to n, and vertical progress, 0 to 1. Horizontal progress, 1 to n. This is the idea of copying things that already exist and scaling them up. It's about replicating successful business models or products, expanding them into new markets, or improving on the current state of things. Vertical progress, 0 to 1. This refers to the creation of something completely new, innovative ideas, groundbreaking technologies, or radical new business models. Thiel argues that real innovation happens when you move from 0, something that didn't exist, to 1, something unique and transformative. Thiel challenges entrepreneurs to focus on creating something truly original and game-changing, rather than merely competing in existing markets. He believes the future will be shaped by companies that do the hard work of creating something new, rather than following established paths. Chapter 1: The Challenge of the Future. Thiel discusses the importance of innovation in today's world, framing it as an urgent necessity. He contrasts the stagnation of many industries with the explosive growth that comes from genuine technological breakthroughs. The decline of ambition and progress since the mid-20th century is a central theme. Thiel asserts that too many people are comfortable with the status quo and are only looking to make incremental improvements. For the world to advance, it requires leaps into new, unknown territories. In this chapter, he also explores the concept of definite optimism, the belief that we can shape the future through our actions and ideas. Unlike indefinite optimism, which relies on passive hope that the future will improve on its own, definite optimism involves clear goals and deliberate effort to bring those goals to fruition. Thiel is a firm believer in the power of strong, focused plans to guide entrepreneurial efforts. Chapter 2: Party Like It's 1999. Thiel looks back at the dot-com boom and the subsequent bust, examining the optimism that existed during the late 1990s. He critiques the idea that all new ventures must aim for rapid scaling and massive user bases. The overemphasis on growth at all costs, regardless of profitability or uniqueness, led to many failures. Companies were valued based on hype rather than substance, and many startups had no real technological edge or long-term vision. Thiel stresses that businesses should aim for monopoly, not competition. True monopolies are not evil empires, but companies that solve hard problems in a unique way and dominate their respective markets. Monopolies can innovate, generate profit, and ultimately improve the world. On the flip side, competition leads to an arms race that results in a race to the bottom, where everyone becomes indistinguishable and margins shrink. Chapter 3: All happy companies are different here. Thiel expands on his ideas about monopolies. He argues that successful companies are those that are able to dominate a niche by creating something new and irreplaceable. He compares this to competition, where the focus is on incremental improvements to an existing product or service. In contrast, monopolies create their own markets and thus face little to no direct competition. Thiel uses the example of Google as a monopoly that revolutionized search engines and the internet by offering an experience that no other company could replicate at the time. The company didn't just improve search algorithms, it fundamentally changed how people interact with information on the web. Chapter 4: The Ideology of Competition. Thiel goes deeper into the dangers of competition. He argues that in competitive environments, companies focus too much on what their competitors are doing, rather than on what they could create that is entirely new and revolutionary. This can stifle innovation and force companies into a race to the bottom in terms of price, quality, or differentiation. Thiel critiques the startup culture of copying successful companies and launching Me Too products. He believes that competition, while important in some areas, should be avoided when possible because it doesn't allow companies to differentiate themselves in meaningful ways. True success lies in creating something so unique that no competition is needed. Chapter 5: Last Mover Advantage. Rather than focusing on being the first mover, Thiel argues that the last mover advantage is more powerful. The last mover is the company that builds the final dominant version of a product or service in a particular market. The early players may have the first chance to market their ideas, but it is the later companies that learn from their predecessors, mistakes, and perfect the product. Thiel uses examples like Apple and Facebook to demonstrate how they dominated their respective markets by refining existing concepts and focusing on long-term innovation. It's not about being first, it's about being the best and the most lasting. Chapter 6, You Are Not a Lottery Ticket. In this chapter, Thiel talks about the importance of definite plans and ambitious goals. He contrasts the Silicon Valley idea of failure is good with a more disciplined, focused approach to entrepreneurship. Thiel believes that entrepreneurs should take active control over their futures and not treat their success as a matter of luck or chance. He discusses the dangers of relying on vague aspirations and advocates for clarity and focus when it comes to what you want to achieve. He encourages people to work toward creating something of enduring value rather than simply waiting for a random opportunity to come along. Chapter 7, Follow the Money. Thiel takes a deep dive into the economics of startups, emphasizing the importance of capital efficiency and long-term thinking. He argues that successful companies are those that create real value while maintaining control of their businesses and revenues. Rather than relying on a constant influx of capital, startups should focus on building durable, self-sustaining businesses. He also explores the idea of fundamental value. Businesses must build something that lasts, something of real value that will continue to grow over time. He contrasts this with the idea of flipping, selling the company quickly without necessarily building anything of lasting worth. Thiel stresses that the greatest opportunities are found in secrets, hidden truths that very few people know. These are the insights that form the basis for true innovation and are often overlooked by others. Successful entrepreneurs look for secrets in their industries, knowledge or insights that can give them a huge competitive edge. Thiel discusses how companies like PayPal were able to succeed by uncovering secrets in the online payment space. Finding these secrets is key to building something truly original. Thiel explains that the foundation of any startup is its team and its culture. The earliest hires are crucial to a company's future success. It's essential to build a cohesive team that shares the company's vision and values. Founders must choose carefully and seek people who are not just talented but also deeply aligned with the company's mission. He stresses the importance of a strong company culture, where the team is not just working for a paycheck, but is passionate about the company's goal. Thiel also discusses the crucial early decisions, such as product design, funding, and scaling, that shape the future trajectory of a startup. Thiel compares successful startups to mafia organizations, tight-knit, loyal teams with a shared vision and purpose. In successful companies like PayPal, the early employees were not just co-workers, but were bonded by a common mission. These employees didn't just build a product, they built a culture that was fundamental to the company's success. This mafia culture is crucial because it creates a strong sense of purpose and unity that drives the company through its toughest challenges. Thiel addresses the tension that often exists between the founder's role as both visionary and leader. Founders have a unique ability to shape the direction of their company, but they also face challenges as their companies grow. As a startup transitions from a small team to a larger organization, the founder's role can shift from creative visionary to a more managerial, operational leader. He explores the balance between maintaining control of a company and allowing it to scale by bringing in outside talent and resources. A founder must also decide whether to bring in investors and what kind of external partnerships are necessary for long-term success. In the final sections of the book, Thiel paints a picture of the future and the role of startups in shaping it. He emphasizes that technology and innovation are the forces that will continue to drive progress, and that companies should not be afraid to tackle hard problems. The future belongs to those who dare to go from 0 to 1 and build products and solutions that are truly transformative. 0 to 1 is a powerful manifesto for entrepreneurs who want to make a real difference in the world. Thiel offers a compelling argument that the best businesses are built on original ideas, clear vision, and long-term thinking. Instead of following trends or mimicking others, Thiel urges entrepreneurs to aim for monopolies by creating something truly unique and valuable. Through his analysis of monopolies, competition, the future of technology, and the psychology of entrepreneurship, Thiel's book challenges conventional wisdom and encourages entrepreneurs to think big and take risks to create the future.